Okay, love.
You're
So, as you know, we learned that it was a beautiful, perfect day for sailing. Nothing was wrong. But we guessed yesterday together that it was actually the calm before the storm, right? So,
right.
let's see. And we also learned that Scoot was in the kitchen below the deck, and Sully was what? What was Sully doing, Hadi?
She was
Sullivan, Scoot's brother. What was Sully doing? He was what? He was steering the boat.
steering the boat.
Yeah, and we also learned that he got distracted by what? What distracted the Sully?
Well, Mister, I forgot to read
Okay,
this
here.
paragraph because
Okay. Read it very quickly, Dudi. Here, as he was, who is he?
he's Sally.
Yeah, as he was about to complete another east track, Sully's attention was drawn to what?
Squadron of seagulls.
Like a group of seagulls.
Seagull.
Right? Yeah. What were the seagulls doing?
Diving on a small fish.
Yes.
About 100 yards.
Very good.
Off the port bow.
Yes, very good. And he did not.
And he did not see the giant wave that.
Now we know he did not see the danger that was coming from behind. Why? Because his attention was drawn to what? To the seagull. Right?
Right.
Right, Judy? Okay.
Yes.
Continue reading, love. So?
That had crept up silently.
You know what's creep? Like a snake.
Yeah.
Creep silently. So he compares the wave here to a dangerous animal that creeps from behind, or a dangerous person that creeps from behind and gets ready to attack any minute. Right? You know what's again, Duty? What does creep mean?
Creep, that someone comes behind someone silently.
Slowly and silently. I love you, Khalid. Like a snake. A snake actually what? Does a snake walk or creep silently and stealthily? Yes.
Creep.
Like a snake. Very good. So.
Behind the seagull. But a split second before it lifted.
What does a split of a second mean, Duty, love? Like this.
A moment.
Very good. Without even knowing it. Okay? Yeah. So it happened suddenly. Yeah.
Before it lifted the boat like a carpenter ship.
Very good. Like a carpenter chip. You know what's a chip? Have you ever seen a carpenter trying to smooth the surface of a piece of wood? He uses a chip. Or actually,
right, I know it.
If you carve, can you see what I'm doing here? So for example,
yes.
Let's see, the pen is like a chip here. And the carpenter try to hammer the chip, and the chip, it lifts up the wood. Right?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So like a carpenter chip. All right?
He sent something.
Like here, signal what?
Signal
have you studied did you study simile last
year? Yes, I studied it.
What's a simile?
Like in a simile, it's when you say something.
Very good. When you compare two things, using like or as. When you compare two things using like or as. Right?
Oh,
so,
right.
Do we have here like or as?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Right? Hold on a second, Dudy. I'm just trying to show you what a carpenter chip is. Yeah, here. This is actually a carpenter chip. Look at the picture here. This is what we're talking about, Dudy. This is what we're talking about. You see this?
I know it.
This. When you hammer it, or this one actually, this is another form of a chip. What does it do? It chips the wood. So the wave actually lifted lifted the boat, and this chip lift the layer of wood that the carpenter is trying to
I know.
move. You see what I mean? You know, very good, Dudi.
Yes,
I
yes.
love you. I love you. Very good. All right. So I'm trying to show you a picture that's similar to what we're talking about. It sounds like we don't have one here. All right. Anyway, Dudi. So yeah, Dudi. So here there's a simile. Why? Because actually the author
There is a like.
is comparing what happens to the ship. Yes, Miss Ab, I'll be with you in a minute. What happens to the ship to what happens when a carpenter chip a layer of wood from a piece or a log of wood. Okay, that's very nice, Zudi. Continue, love. Yeah, here, but a split of a second before it lifted.
A split
both
second. It
carpenter's
lifted both
chip.
like he sensed something behind him and glanced backward
Yeah, toward
the towering wall of towering.
Yes, very good. What does towering here mean?
Rising.
Rising what? Rising high. Because the wall, actually, wall, again, the towering wall. What is he alluding to here by using the towering wall?
He means like a wall of
The
water
the
behind.
wave was towering wall. What's a wall? Wall.
I
What's
know,
a wall?
yes.
Like a room, like this class, or a room has 4 walls. 1 wall, 2 walls, 3 walls, 4 walls. All right? That's a wall. So here is the metaphor. Why? Because and again, he compares the wave to a wall without using like or as.
That means it is a wall of water.
Yes, very good. A wall of water, like, so he compares the wave to a wall. But did he use like or as?
No.
That means it's a metaphor. So a metaphor is like a simile when you compare 2 things, but you don't use like or as. So what's a metaphor again?
Comparing something without like or as.
Very good. I love you, Dudi. I love you. You're such an asset in my class. Very good. Comparing 2 things without using like or as. I want to answer Miss Ab's question first, and Yasser, and listen to Miss Ab and Yasser, and then get back to you, Hadi. Don't go away.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Yes, Yasser. Where is Miss Ab? Where have you gone, Miss Ab? You were raising your hand. Here. Yes, Yasser and Miss Ab.
No, Mister, I don't want anything.
So lower your hand. Lower your hand, love. Lower your hand. Thank you. And Yasser, what do you want? Yeah, Miss Ab, sorry.
I want to read.
You want to read? Okay, wait for your turn, love. You know we take turn. Thank you. Thank you, Masab. Thank you for asking to read. I love you, boy. Very good. You guys are amazing. I love you so dearly, wallahi. Very good. Okay. So, alhamdulillah, all the classes are good and all my students are amazing. I'm very lucky to be teaching you in grade 8 and even grade 9. You guys all are amazing students. I'm so proud of you. Okay. So, yes. So, we talked about metaphor, and a minute ago, we talked about a simile when we use the like, right? When we use like, so it's a simile. If you don't use like, so it's a metaphor. I think this is easy, Dudi, right? Thank you, Dudi. That's very nice of you. Now, what have we learned so far, Dudi? We learned that the rogue wave has already hit the ship. And remember, Sullivan or Sully didn't notice it. Why didn't he notice it?
Sally.
Yeah, why didn't he notice the wave?
Because he's all his attention is
very good. If your attention is taken away from doing something, we call it distracted. What does distracted mean?
Attention taken away.
If your attention
He was distracted by the scarred seagulls.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Very good, Dudi. Okay, so, but in a split of a second before it lifted, we stopped. Where did we stop? Yes, we stopped here. Yes, thank you, Dudi. I'm gonna have to move on to my dear boy, who Ryan. I hope Ryan is with us today. Ryan Kamel, raise your hand, love. Ryan, oh, he's just joining now. Ryan is just joining now. Ryan, have you joined already, Ryan? Ryan, are you there? You're lucky, man. You've just joined and it's your turn. Ryan Kamel, can you hear me? Ryan? Until Ryan is ready, I'm going to have to move to Hassan.
Mister, here, I'm here.
Is that Ryan or Hassan?
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, love. Good morning, love. You're so lucky.
Yes, I know.
Believe it or not. It was your turn and you just entered. Okay, love. So, Hadi, Ryan, what we were talking about now, we talked about the fact that the wave has hit Salih's ship, and Salih didn't know it was hitting. You know why? It was coming, sorry. You know why? Because he was distracted by the seagulls. He was distracted. His attention was taken away by the seagull. Now,
okay.
so, and remember, the wave actually was like a crypt from behind. It hit him by all of a sudden, all right, suddenly. So it was, hello?
It was already too late.
Very good. To shout?
To shout a warning to Scoot so she could escape from the cabin.
So it was because, you know, Scoot was down below the deck in the kitchen, and she was locking what? She was locking the hatch, remember? She locked all the door and secured all the door, and she locked the hatch. Do you remember, guys?
What is the hatch? Wait.
It's like the door, the small door on a ship that takes you down to the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, this is called the hatch. Would you like to see a picture?
Yes, please.
Okay, so a boat's hatch. Let's see, for example, here. Let me Google it. Boat's hatch. It's called hatch board, right?
Okay.
Or a hatch board. So hopefully, yeah, this one.
Okay.
Something like this. It's kind
like a storage.
Yeah, and this is exactly like hatch lid. This is exactly like the one on Salih's boat. You know why? Because it's horizontal. We talked about horizontal. We said that there are two types of hatch. One is horizontal, like this, and one is vertical. A vertical one is like this. So this is horizontal, and this is vertical. Which type is this? This is actually horizontal because it's actually on the deck. It's like a slot on the deck. And this is another type of hatches. All right? Remember, actually, Scoot was down there at the bottom in the kitchen, remember? And she locked and secured the hatch. She locked and secured the hatch. What does locked mean? To close it firmly. This is another type of hatch. This is another type of hatch. So we have two types.
So when she looked at what happened?
Vertical. This is what? This one is vertical. Okay. And this one is horizontal.
Horizontal is عرض
Yes, very good. Like أفقي and رأسي. That's absolutely right. I love you. I love you. You're absolutely right, love. You're absolutely right. That's a good boy. Very good. Now we know what a hatch is, right? So let's go back to the story. So the problem is, remember, this is the beginning of a conflict. Why? Why do you think this is the beginning of a conflict? And we call this an inciting incident. An inciting incident because the action the actions are gonna start to go up. Things are gonna start to heat up.
Okay, the boat
now
is sinking.
we're gonna get at the edge of our seats. What do I mean by things are becoming to be more exciting, more thrilling?
حماسية أكثر.
Yes, I love you. I love you, Ryan, love. That's my boy. That's my boy. All right, so it was, but unfortunately, it was too late. Sadly, it was too late to warn Scoot. He couldn't even say, Scoot, watch out! A rogue is coming. No, he couldn't do that. Why? Because it took him all of a sudden. He didn't know it was coming. He didn't even feel it. It came from behind to shout a warning to Scoot. What does warning mean?
إنذار.
Yes, very good. I love you, man. So, continue reading, Ryan.
So she could escape from the cabin
Aha,
too,
because she was downstairs in the cabin. Yeah, yeah.
too late.
Late again.
To do anything except-
Too late and too late. Oh, so the author is repeating words and phrases here, right, Khaloudi?
That means it was
Ah,
really late.
yes, very good. Excellent,
Okay.
love.
To do anything except hang on the wheel with both hands.
Yeah, what does hang on mean? Because
Hang like getting on.
very good, to hold firmly so that he doesn't get what? Tossed away by the wave. So how did he hold on? He hold on to the wheel so that he's not washed away by the wave.
It
Because
said
if
too late again.
Very good. Yes, very good. And another too late. I love you, man. That's a very good observation. Even to pray, to say dua. Oh God, please help me. He didn't even get the chance to say dua. You see what I mean? All right. It means
So
too
it
late.
was so
Yeah.
close.
He didn't even manage to yell. You know what's yell?
صراخ.
Yes.
Shout.
Very good. I love you. Very good.
As the sea dog became vertical.
Became vertical. What does vertical mean? So the ship is supposed to be like this, right?
Yes.
No, the sea dog has become like this. Vertical. So
Okay. It was about to flip.
to flip or to capsize.
Okay.
I love you, Ryan. That's a good boy.
Upside down.
She rose. She who? She who?
She ro-
Sea dog. Because as I told you, normally we refer to the dog to boats with a female pronoun as a female. All right, boys. So she rose. She like
She
was lifted
rose.
up.
She rose up the surface of the wall, stern first, and then pitched pulled violently.
Oh my days! Continue, love. Continue because it's
End over.
it's-
End. The
end over
bow,
it. Yeah, the bow. That's the bow.
bow submerging.
Submerging. Oh my days. Sorry. So it was like this direction. So this is the stern, the back, and this is the bow, the front. Here back, and this is the bow. Sorry, bow or front. Here the back or the stern. Yeah. All right. So submerge. What does submerge mean? Good morning, Mishal Habibi.
Sink.
Hi, Mishal. Yes, very good. Submerge, to be underwater, to get under the water. Let's see the meaning of the word submerge together. Can you read it for us, Ryan Habibi?
Submerge.
Yes, submerge. What does it mean?
When something submerges, it becomes covered by water.
Exactly like you said, love. Exactly like you said. You were absolutely right. I love you. Okay. So, yes, let's continue, love. Let's continue.
Okay.
Things are getting
Submerging and the boat going upside down.
Yes.
Talking Sally and
What does
Scoot,
upside down mean?
flip.
Very good. Like this.
The head is down and the
Very
leg
good.
is up.
And the bottom is up.
Yes.
Or the back is up. Yes, very good. Yes.
Sully and Scoot with it. The 40-foot mast sails intact, now pointing toward the bottom.
Uh-oh. That's very, very exciting, man. Thank you, Ryan Kamel. Meanwhile, thank you, Ryan. That was a lovely participation, love. I love you. You're such a wonderful student. Meanwhile, I'm going to move back to Hassan. Hassan? Where is Hassan? Has Hassan joined us? Hassan is here. I can see you. Don't hide behind your screen because I can see you, Hassan. Hello? Hassan, raise your hand and don't hide away from me because I can see you. Where have you gone? He was just here. Here. Hassan, you can unmute your microphone, love. Hassan, not again, Hassan. Actually, I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Said to call your dad Hassan, because I called you like 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4 times before, and you didn't answer any of my calls. Okay, so I'm gonna have to call Mr. Said to call your dad on because of this. Meanwhile, I'm gonna move on to my dear boy Ibrahim Al-Nasir. Ibrahim also? Ibrahim Al-Nasir. Okay, he's here. Ibrahim is not responding too. This is the first time this week. This week I called you 4 times, Ibrahim, and you haven't answered any of my calls. Khalid Faiz, my dear boy Khaloudi, he was just here. Khalid,
Yes.
I love you. I love this yes from you, Khaloudi. Thank you for joining excitedly. Okay, Khaloudi, can you continue reading for us? Now things are really, really, really bad. Right, Khalid?
From
Yeah, and Scoot, remember, Scoot is trapped inside the boat. And Sally's trying to save his life by hanging to the stern. He didn't get the chance to even say, help! He didn't. Scoot, there, look out! He didn't get the time to do that.
I read from the Scoot.
Yes, from Scoot. Yes, Khaloudi. I love
Scoot was hurled
hurl the board
aboard.
like this. Quickly, because the boat was...
Hurled aboard, legs and arms flying, head,
all flying in the air, her head
striking the after jelly,
the galley bulkhead.
galley bag, and then the
companionway.
companionway steps and the interior
Look like the board, like the floor of the ship. Now it has become the ceiling. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why it becomes the ceiling?
Why?
The floor became the ceiling because the boat was upside down.
Yeah, which
Teacher.
was not
Yes.
the killing.
Don't
What
say
mean
teacher.
killing?
Raise your hand if you have any question, please.
What mean killing, teacher?
This is Khalid speaking. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Killing.
Hard.
Where's
Ceiling.
killing? Ceiling.
Killing.
Ceiling like
Yeah.
this. You see? This is the ceiling. Up. And this is the
Yeah.
floor. Floor, ceiling.
Yeah.
Floor, ceiling. Now,
Ceiling.
the floor of the ship or the deck. On a ship, we don't call it a floor. We call it the deck. The deck has become a ceiling. You know why? Remember,
Why?
this is the ship here. This is the ship. But if this is the deck of the ship, and it has become upside down, so the floor becomes what? Or the deck becomes what? The ceiling. You got it? That means the ship is upside down. From this description, we know that the ship is upside down. What does upside down mean?
Upside down. It's
A ship is supposed to be like this, right? But the sea dog now is like this.
she instantly blacked out everything. Lost in the
What does blacked out mean?
blacked
out. Blacked out, like fainted. She lost consciousness. You know what's fainted?
no.
Like she lost consciousness. She doesn't know now, like asleep. She became asleep.
Yeah.
You know when somebody is hit on the head and he faints?
Yeah.
Mr. meaning يغمى عليه.
Yes, very good, يغمى عليه. I love you, Mishal. Thank you. This is called blacked out. So she passed out, or blacked out, or fainted, or lost consciousness. All these words have the same meaning. Blacked out, passed out, fainted, lost consciousness. All this have the same meaning. Okay, so let's together, I'm gonna have to mute you guys because we're gonna together watch a video, right? Please bear with
I
me.
will mute myself.
Thank you, I love you. So let's watch this video together, discussing this part of the selection. What's wrong?
It was already too late to shout a warning to Scoot so she could escape from the cabin. Too late to do anything except hang on to the wheel with both hands. Too late even to pray. He did manage a yell as the Sea Dog became vertical. Wow, so what I noticed is there's this total shift in tone from the paragraphs before. It's a calm day, they know exactly what they're doing, and all of a sudden, nature is just taking over.
And the way the author keeps repeating, too late.
Right, it's too late to shout, too late to do anything, too late to pray.
Yeah, which shows how quickly the wave must have hit.
And in the early part of the story, the author describes how prepared they were, but then this wave hits and they couldn't prepare at all.
I can visualize how the ship became vertical in just a few seconds. The boat is straight up and down. The only thing Sully can do is just hang on to the wheel with both hands.
Yeah, their helplessness really comes out here. You can't steer a vertical boat, even with both hands on the wheel, you know? This really builds the suspense.
Right, and immediately you're wondering what's happening to Scoot if the boat's vertical. Is she falling? Are things hitting her?
Yeah, and she doesn't escape from the cabin, it says. So I wonder what being in the cabin must look like now.
She rose up the surface of the wall stern first and then pitch-poled violently, end over end, the bow submerging and the boat going upside down, taking Sully and Scoot with it. The 40-foot mast, sails intact, now pointing toward the bottom. The author refers to the boat as she. He's also describing the wave as a wall. So the boat is sliding up and along this massive wave.
Yeah, and they're using some technical or really boating terms here. It does take a little extra work to picture what's going on.
Yeah, and I double-checked to remind myself that the stern is actually the back end of the boat. The bow is the front end.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell what pitch-poled means just from the author's description. It means flipping end over end, and the author says it's doing that violently.
So let me see if I can picture this. This boat slides up backwards, and then it's flipping, and finally it's upside down. The bow is submerging underwater.
Yeah, though the author does mention the 40-foot mast with sails intact. So it sounds like the boat isn't destroyed by the wave totally.
No, it's just upside down, underwater.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of just how small and helpless these characters and the boat, too, really are in this setting.
This situation is crazy. The way the authors described it, I can't help but picture like a toy boat in a bathtub, just tiny and flipped right over.
Yeah, and I wonder how Scoot will escape.
All right, boys, raise your hand if you want me to repeat the video again, please. Raise your hands. Raise your hands, please, if you want me to repeat the video again. Make sure you understand. I see some people on the chat here. This is Hassan. Sorry, Hassan. How many times? Okay, if you had told your dad he would fix this problem for you, but you haven't answered any of my calls so far. I'm so sorry, Hassan. And please, next time, talk to me in English. Otherwise, I'm not going to read your message. I know vertical and horizontal. Thank you, Saud Faisal. I love you. I love you. Okay. And Saud, I think Ibrahim doesn't have a microphone. Okay. Ibrahim, yeah, Ibrahim is calling me. Yes, Ibrahim, what do you want to say, love? Sir, I can't hear you. Ziad. Why Ziad? Oh, you couldn't hear me on Saturday. Saturday? We don't have a class on Saturday, Ibrahim. Ziad, sorry. Okay, Ibrahim, you're here. Sorry, Ibrahim, you need to fix your mic. I need to know that you're there. Or at least turn on your camera. Sorry, love. That's so sad. Okay, so let's, all these people want me to repeat the video. But I'm afraid we don't have time. Okay, tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to start with the video, right, boys? Meanwhile, I want you to study hard. Okay, so it has been a lovely class with you. Sorry, if you want me to repeat the video again, I'm going to do that tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, boys? So, thank you for such a wonderful class. If you need anything, raise your hand. If you have any question before we leave, raise your hand, please. Thank you, Muhammad Shawan. Thank you. Is this like evaluating the class or you want me to unmute you? Yes, Hamoudi. Yes, Hamoudi. What do you want to say? Hamoudi Muhammad Shawan.
No, Mister, for the class.
Yeah, you are evaluating the class. I love you.
Yes.
Did you understand, Hamoudi?
From the video.
From the video and from me. Actually, the video repeated what we said together, what we discussed.
Yes,
Thank you.
I want to repeat the video because I didn't understand all.
You don't understand all of it, so I'm going to repeat it again for you and for everyone. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Ahmed Naib. Raise your hand if you need if you have a question, and thumb up if you like the class, and thumb down if you don't like the class. And if you have a question, raise your hand. So thumb up, you like the class. Thumb down, you didn't. Thank you, Khaloudi. Thank you. Okay, thumb down if you didn't like the class, and raise your hand if you have a question before I leave you guys for the break. So nobody has a question. Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, Saad Faisal. You have a question? Is this a question or you're rating the class? Saad, you ticked. Saudi, you put a tick, Saad.
السلام عليكم أستاذ.
Hi, Talal.
Thank you for the good class.
Did you like the class? Did you understand?
Yes.
Habibi?
Yes,
So
I
I see
did.
Talal and I have Saud. Yes, Saud. What do you want to say, love? Saud Faisal, Habibi.
Mister,
My
did you
dear
take the attendance?
Yes, sure. But I told you the attendance is taken automatically. That's how I know you are here, right? From
أنا
your
موجود طلال عبد الله الشمري موجود أستاذ.
yeah, because I take it from Zoom and from Classroom. All right. So have a very good day, boys. See you. See you tomorrow.
Have a nice day, teacher. Have a nice day.
From me to you.
Have
Thank
a nice
you.
day.
Thank you too.
Goodbye.
Thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye.